My dear students, welcome to your science class. In our previous online class, we have started a new chapter number 12, the solar system, from Unit 5, Natural Phenomena. Let us recall the topics which were been discussed in our previous video. We discussed about the solar system and about satellites. Today we will discuss about star, the earth, movements of the earth, which includes rotation and revolution of the earth. So let's start today's class with the topic star. We see a number of stars in the night sky. We are not able to see stars in the daytime due to the bright light of the sun. Stars are huge balls of gases which give out their own heat and light. They appear tiny because they are very far away from the earth. Stars appear to twinkle. A group of stars forming a pattern in the sky is called the constellation. Some of the constellations are Ursa Major, Ursa Minor and Orion. Yes. So what are stars? They are some huge balls of gases and can give out their own heat and light. The star which is nearest to our earth is the sun. Why the stars they appear only at night sky but not during day? As because during daytime, due to the bright sunlight, we are not able to see the stars. Okay? And at night there is no sunlight, that's why we see them at night. Yes? And while looking at the sky, we see some stars forming some patterns, right? Those are called constellation. Yes? So here some of the examples of constellations are given. Yes. Okay. The stars, they appear like the sun, right? They twinkle. Yes. Now, let us know about our Earth. The Earth is a beautiful planet, but it did not always look like this. Our Earth is called blue planet, right? Why? As because it has water. Yes. But as it looks today, earlier it was not the same. Yes, scientists believe that the earth was born as a huge ball of hot and burning gases. It kept on spinning, and as it spun, its outer surface became cool and hard. The outer surface of the earth is hard, but its interior is hot and molten. Yes. So what do scientists believe? Scientists believe that the earth, it was born, okay, as a ball of hot and burning gases. Later on, it became cool and hard. And outer surface of the earth, it is hard, but in the interior, okay, it is hot and molten. Yes. The earth is made up of 3 layers. They are what? The outermost layer is crust and the innermost layer is core. And in between them, there is a layer called mantle. Okay. Crust is the outermost layer, then the next one is mantle, and the innermost is core. The core has extremely high temperature and is under great pressure. At some places, hot boiling liquids and gases come out of the Earth's surface through an opening called volcano. Okay. So why volcanoes erupt? As because the innermost layer of our earth, that means the core, okay, it has very high temperature and under great pressure. That's why, as it contains hot and some molten liquids, okay, those due to high temperature and pressure, they come out of the earth's surface through an opening. Okay, they come out and it is called a volcano. Yes. Now moving to the next part, movements of the earth. How do volcanoes erupt? For that, one additional link it is given in the datasheet, so you are asked to watch that video also. Okay. Our earth, it shows two types of movements, rotation and revolution. First, let us know what is rotation. The earth rotates on its own axis from west to east. What is axis? It is an imaginary line running from the North Pole to the South Pole. The earth's axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. The rotation of the earth causes day and night. When the earth rotates on its axis, one half of it faces the sun and the other half is away from the sun. The part that faces the sun has day and the other half has night. Okay, and it takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation, causing day and night. Yes. And about rotation and revolution, you have studied in your previous class also, right? Okay. So what is rotation? It is the movement of the earth on its axis from west to east. And to complete one rotation, it takes about 24 hours. Okay. And because of rotation only, day and night occurs. Okay. The part of the earth which faces the sun, it has day, and which is not facing the sun, that part has night. In that way, day and night occurs due to rotation of our earth. Okay. See here how rotation causes day and night. Okay. This axis, see this axis, it is an imaginary line. Okay. It is called the axis. Yes. It is slightly tilted. Yes. And earth moves from in this direction on its axis. Okay. And the part which faces the sun, it will have day, and the part which will not face sun will have night. Yes. Now next, moving to revolution. The earth goes around the sun in its own orbit. Along with rotation, the earth, it goes around the sun on its own orbit. Orbit means a particular path. Yes. And this movement of the earth around the sun, it is called revolution. And it takes 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. This duration is called a solar year. What is solar year? The earth takes 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution around the sun, This duration is called solar year. Okay. See here, this 1/4 means 1/4 of the time of a particular day. A day has 24 hours. So 1/4 of it will be what? 6 hours. Yes. So means 365 days and 6 hours it is needed to complete one revolution. And due to revolution around the sun causes season. There would be no seasons if the earth was not tilted on its axis. Yes. So up to here we learned that due to rotation day and night occurs, and due to revolution changes of seasons occurs. Yes. Okay. Now there is another imaginary line which is called equator. Equator divides the earth into two equal halves, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay. See, now look at this picture. It is the axis, okay, and it is the equator. Yes. Okay. So see, it is the North Pole and it is the South Pole. As this equator divides into hemispheres, yes, and the hemisphere that is a North Pole, it is called northern hemisphere, and this part it is called southern hemisphere. Okay. When the earth revolves around the sun, the tilt causes the sun's rays to fall directly on the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, depending on the position of the earth. The half that receives more sunlight has summer season and the other half has winter season. As for example, when it is summer in India, okay, India is in here, northern hemisphere, okay, and Australia has winter. Australia is in southern hemisphere. Like that way, it reverses also. And after 6 months, the position of the earth changes, okay, along with the seasons in the both hemispheres. Yes. Okay. Now next, moving to the position of the earth does not change suddenly. It changes gradually. That means slowly. Okay. And that is why we have autumn season between summer and winter, and spring between winter and summer. It is neither too hot nor too cold in autumn and spring seasons. In India, we have one more season called monsoon. In this season, okay, it rains for most of the time. Okay. Now you have learned how the changes in season occur. Okay, it is because of what? Our earth, it is tilted and it revolves around the sun. Yes. Now let us see this picture. This, it is what? The orbit. Okay, that means the particular path that our earth revolves around the sun. Yes. All what we discussed today. Today we discussed about stars, the earth, movements of the earth, rotation and revolution. In our next class, we will discuss question answers of this chapter. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone.